Yo, 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 yo. Hey, what's good, everybody? What is up? It's been a while, and I apologize for the delay of videos. Just living life. Can't really give you a good excuse other than that. Um, Listen, today marks one whole year to the date that I moved to Boston, Massachusetts. After this whole year of, random escapades and city living and being reckless, right? Um, I learned one thing above all things, and that is patience. Patience, patience, patience. So, I was teaching a kid, I don't know, something, and they always get so disappointed that they don't know something yet. And I'm like, listen, it's okay. If you were to go to China and try to speak to somebody, you wouldn't be able to speak to them. It's as simple as that. When you go to somebody who is fluent in Chinese and you try to speak, yeah, it's not going to be a great conversation. Now, how soon will you be good at Chinese? I don't know. It depends how much you study, how much you really care about being good at Chinese, etc., etc. But a lot of people, especially like kids, when it comes to any subject, math, they're like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Meanwhile, do they go on any website to help them with the math? No. Do they take their work and do it at home? No. They just think like, oh, I'm just not gonna get it. And that doesn't only apply to like kids in school, right? Because we were all like that to some degree, but it applies to everything, man. Like being in Boston, the one thing I definitely saw that's very different from where I'm from initially was the traffic. A lot of people don't really care about other people's times. And also, something else I learned about being in the city. This is probably something that as you get older, it becomes more important. We waste our own time. Today, particularly, I really don't feel like vlogging like at all because I have to edit this. So I'm like, I don't feel like doing that because it takes time. But I'm just like, how will I develop some type of catalog or archive of content if I always feel like, oh, it takes time? You can't control time. It just happens. It's what you do with your time. If you always give up, guess what? You know what giving up looks like? I'll show you how it looks like. So that's what you do when you give up. You do nothing. It's just, that's it. Your time is going, but your disappointment and discontent has paralyzed you. Really, there's just no rush, man. Like, take your time. Good things, I believe good things come to people who are patient, but also very diligent and always working. Secondly, you really get to choose who you are when you're by yourself, right? Because you have this ample time after work, after hanging out with people, you are literally just by yourself. What do you do when you have nothing to do? And that is very, very important because you're spending most of the time just with yourself and by yourself. And I feel like, dang, there were some days where I don't feel like doing anything. And that's good. You definitely need rest. But there's a term called executive functioning. And I feel like if you don't have good executive functioning, you just will feel paralyzed and like, I wish somebody would do this for me. So executive functioning, and I'm just going to misquote this, is basically the capacity to do something at your own will, right? If you have dirty dishes in the sink, like you put dishes in the sink, if you have good executive functioning, you'll just wash the dishes, right? No one has to tell you. If you have like executive functioning skills that are not so great, you will constantly need to be told you need to wash the dishes. Typically, kids have troubles with executive functioning because they have to learn these things to be people in society. So usually school and parenting helps with executive functioning. However, executive functioning doesn't just happen when you get older. Some people really struggle with executive functioning skills. I'm people. Like, I do not like folding my clothes. I really don't like folding my clothes. Above any chore, I will clean the bathroom 10 times before I fold my clothes because I'm always going to have more clothes to fold. I just don't enjoy it. But executive functioning, if you have good ones, you're like, all right, I just need to fold my clothes. I know it's going to get bad. So when you're by yourself, it's like, what do I do when I'm by myself? Do I clean my room? Do I clean the bathroom? That when you're by yourself, you really pick and choose the things that you want to do. And that leads to just perfectly. The third thing is mindfulness. Mindfulness. Mindfully, when I'm explaining something, I'm trying to portray my thoughts as eloquently and as clearly and as not concise. It could be more concise, but as structured as possible, right? But that's just in my speech. But in everything, there's a lot of things we don't think about, and that becomes an inconvenience to somebody else, right? And you don't want to inconvenience other people, because the greatest asset there is on this planet, I believe, is each other, right? If we just look at people as second fiddle to whatever we have to do, we're always going to feel inconvenience because we don't put other people before ourselves. But that's very hard to do, you know? As you get older, and these are things I try to tell younger people, as you get older, life, you have to like make your life. Life doesn't just happen, you know? Unless you're filthy, stinking rich, and even then, those people have to work hard too, to some degree, right? To a large degree too. Everyone has to work hard, right? But if you don't train yourself to work hard, and if you don't have patience, you feel like this life sucks, or it's like everything's attacking you. You're constantly wanting to escape. So it turns into like, I'm going to just sit on my phone all day. I'm going to just literally sit down and do nothing. Or like, you know, I've seen some people do this, right? They will just like punch somebody because it's just, that's something that's going to be entertaining at the moment. Just punch somebody, put them in a headlock. You know, like what? Just because you're bored, now you have to harass other people. That's not fair. All these things are because we have no patience to just sit down, think, be mindful. See, what do I have to do to make my day go better? What are some things I got to work on? And honestly, those make your days go by a lot quicker because you're working on things. And the last thing that I learned, especially from being here, which is kind of ironic to what I'm saying, is that you got to know when to rest, or your body's going to make you rest. That's just what's going to happen. If you don't know when to take a break, and this is with all things, some people will be on their phones all day. Some people will be like, I don't know, working all day. Then your body has some type of imbalance and it tries to correct itself. You're on your phone all day, and now like your attention is just, you can't handle being attentive, and you're just kind of like, you're agitated because you need like some type of like fix immediately. There's sometimes I watch a video, 4 seconds, swipe, you know, and I'm like, no, that's training me to be impatient. And so what happens is you meet people, you don't have patience. People are mean to you back because you don't have patience. There's always a balance that needs to be fixed. For me, I eat a lot of junk food. So what happens is now my stomach hurt. I can't I can't function normally because I ate too much junk food. So learning those things, especially as you're young and then you get older, they help you immensely. You don't have to suffer with it, right? You don't get something, why don't I just look it up a little bit, right? Or I ask questions, or I do something so I don't have that burden on me all the time, or then I just sit down and do nothing, right? Or like, I need to get in shape, why don't I go for a walk? It doesn't have to be this extreme thing doing CrossFit or American Ninja Warrior. Like, you're just starting slow, but you gotta have the awareness first to start to do something, and the patience. Stay patient, and I truly believe good things come to those who are patient. That's what I learned in this year, and I hope in the next however long I'm in this city that I have the patience and the focus to achieve the next greatest thing. So I don't know. I hope this video offered some type of good advice to anybody, and hopefully I see you for the next video, and it won't take forever for me to make another one. So peace out, y'all.